Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby83. This is the Mr. Hornsby83 show, and today, at the request of my brother-in-law, JC, I'm giving you guys a review of Madden 19. Now, I'm not going to be playing the game like I usually do when I review the game. I'm just going to rotate some of my players around, do that. I'm going to be talking about the game and how it's much improved over its predecessors. Could that make it a perfect score? Maybe. Possibly. But, let's, get this started. Let me get this thing set up. Feel like I grab the controller. You don't need to see my cable books. And the last time you guys seen me on YouTube was when I did, my vlog from, New York. Alright, so, Madden 19. First of all, let me talk about how some of my scores previously might have been biased just because how much I liked the game instead of, actually critiquing it the right way they should have, like 17 and, 15 and all that. This game I'm going to critique the right way because it is a good game. They approved a lot of the things that needed to be fixed in Madden games, but they still have some things they still need to fix. But overall, though, I think they really did well with this one. I mean, first of all, let me talk about franchise mode. Franchise mode is now, I believe, better than what it was. Better than it has been in a while because originally franchise mode was not that good. Well, from previous games, but this one is pretty good. Also, the introduction of a new, which I'm going to show that off right now. A new icon. It's the scheme fit icon. Let me roll it. That helps you decide on which players you should pick and which players you shouldn't pick. I really like that they did that. I think that's something that helps people when they're trying to draft players and they're like, well, especially if it's someone that doesn't know the ins and outs of their scheme. So, as you can see, players like that. And it helps a lot better when you're picking your roster than it has been for previous years. Previous years, they had like what the person was called and all that, and the scheme fit system I really enjoy on franchise mode, because that's pretty much what I'm talking. Another thing I like that's a major improvement, makes it easier and better than previous entries, is the upgrade system. Now, the upgrade system, I think, came along in Madden 15, I believe. The upgrade system is a lot easier to use and a lot easier and a lot better than what it has been. So, with the upgrade mode, when it pops up upgrade players, there's like a selection of things. And if you pick the selection that has the scheme fit icon on it, it will give it a certain set of things that help it out. And as you see, I got a bunch of guys that's in my scheme fit, except for, Hassan Ridgeway does not have that icon, but I drafted that guy, that's rookie defensive tackle. I drafted him in the first round of the draft because I simulated it. It ain't more with Madden games, I just simulate to the second year because my Colts have not been that good lately, so I tried to go and make my team better than what it was. Now, one of my big problems, one of my big gripes with this is, the situation with no matter how much you upgrade your team, because I got a lot of high-rated players in the draft, which I'll talk about that in a minute. You got a lot of high-rated players in the draft, and it still hasn't bumped my rating up as a team yet. So I think that's kind of annoying, but yeah, that's just a minor gripe I have about it. Speaking of the draft, the way you draft now, I think, is a lot easier and a lot better than what it has been in past years, because in past years, you know, once you get to later rounds, like, you know, the, what's that called? Once you get to later rounds, like the 5th, 6th, and 7th, you cannot find high-rated players. But guess what? I found this guy right here, 5th round, and I was picking 11th and 5th round. 5th round, look at his rating. Oh yeah, my running back class isn't that good, but you know, 76 is the highest. I found that guy in 5th round. This guy I found in 7th, and he's a 71. Now, I think the past couple games in later draft rounds, they did not give you good players once you got past the 3rd and 4th rounds. Here's another guy I found. This guy right here, well, actually, I picked him number 1 in the draft. The other guy picked number 2 in the draft. Because I picked him, and I picked this guy in the, I picked him in the 2nd round. This guy I picked in the 1st round. Also, where else? Alright, the corner I picked that guy like 4th or 5th round, and my corner class isn't that good either. My safeties are good. Well, somewhat. But, yeah, I think it's really good with what they've done with the draft again this year. It feels like an authentic draft class, too. Like, you know, sometimes players can find them in later rounds, find good players in later rounds, which is something that, like I said, I think the last time they did it, I think might have been 15, I don't know, but I think 16, 17, 18 really didn't have it. Or I think 16 might have had it, but 17 and 18 really didn't. Also, everything else, it seems like it's pretty good. I mean, the gameplay is pretty good on this. What else? I don't think. The gameplay flows pretty well. I do not play what is that thing called? The MUT mode, Ultimate Team, yeah. I don't ever play Ultimate Team, but it seems like it's a little bit better than what it's been the past couple of years as well. I mean, the game really feels fresh and new. It feels good. It's like, it seems better than the previous couple of Madden games. As far as an overall game, it feels way better than a lot of other games from the past. And so overall, I will give Madden 19, because of all the improvements they made on this game, because really they didn't show it off too much at E3, and I thought it was going to be another Madden 18, which Madden 18 really sucked. I'll give this a 4 out of 5. There are still some things they still need to fix in this, but like the fact that no matter what you do, it won't boost your team's level up unless you do something. I guess you gotta win a couple games, then it'll start boosting it up. I don't know, but what the Colts are rated overall to start out the game, 74, that's kind of lame. Especially with a lot of high-rated players we got. And they also lowered, you know, Andrew Luck's. I think he was like high 80s. This one, he's like 85. So, yeah. Anyway. I give it a 4 out of 5. They could still work on a couple other things. I like all the improvements they made in franchise mode. You can select whether you want, you know, an imported class, but you have to push beta back out of it if you don't have, you know. Or you could pick the regularly generated class that they give, and then there was another selection. The gameplay is good. It's a little bit better than the last game. There's no ridiculous, over-the-top, get-away-with-thing type stuff in it. So, like I said, this game's pretty good. So now, before I end this, I want to do a few FU shout-outs to some people. And I'll do regular shout-outs tonight when I do my Tales from the Hood review. But, I want to give FU shout-outs to people because it's been a while since I've FU shout-out a lot of people. Now, oh yeah, I also went and seen the Venom movie this past week, Tuesday. I thought it was a good movie. My son enjoyed it. Me and him went and seen it together. I've seen a lot of other, fans of the Venom franchise and that, or fans of Venom or whatnot, have really given it a good rating. And it was pretty packed when we went and seen it, and that was a $5 day. I want to give you FU shout-outs to guys like, it's not because of the Venom movie, but it's because of other things. I want to give FU shout-outs to Chris Stuckman, FU. This guy claimed to be a Predator fan, but every time he talks about Predator, he only talks about the first one. He don't talk about the other two that came in. And yeah, he talks about Alien vs. Predator. First one, Alien vs. Predator. He don't talk about Predator 2, Predators. But he's supposed to be a fan of Predator. But yet he only talks about the first one in Aliens vs. Predator. And he doesn't talk about Predator 2 or Predators, but yet he's going to sit there and have the nerve to review the Predator and not, say, my thought, I don't know. My thoughts on this movie, I don't like it because, the only one I've watched is the first one, even though I'm a fan of the franchise. I haven't watched 2 or 3, and I've watched the Predator versus Alien movies, blah, blah, blah. So, F you, Chris Stuckman, you're a total douchebag. I tried to support Chris Stuckman because he was local. He's in Ohio, and I'm trying to support people that's close to the area where I'm at, because I'm in Kentucky, but he's a douchebag. Also, I want to say F you to people like Christian Harloff, who's on Collider. I've never liked Christian Harloff, even when I used to watch Collider regularly. I always, Christian Harloff always came off as a total douchebag to me. And he still comes off as a total douchebag, and I wish he wasn't the head guy on Collider anymore. But I'm not a big fan of Christian Harloff. He's a total douchebag, and he acts like a douchebag. You could tell. Rather, he acts like his stuff don't stink or any of that. So, F you, Christian Harloff from Collider. And F all the critics that are giving Venom bad reviews, because those critics are pretty stupid. Now, if it was a movie, if it was a love story talking about, someone with a sick disease or whatever, I'm not going to say sick, but if it's a boring love story or a boring movie that bores the heck out of you, that only the freaking Oscars would pick as best movie of the year, they'd probably give it a good review. But now, just because Venom was an action movie and has a little bit of comedy, because, Sony knew that they had to have everybody's attention, whether it be adults and kids. Kids like comedy. Adults like, they have comedy. Some adults like comedy a lot too, and all that. But I think Venom's a good movie, and all the critics that are bashing it, they're either they didn't pay attention to the movie, or they're just plain out stupid and paid off by other studios to give that movie a bad review. I don't know. So F you to all the critics that are giving that movie a bad review, because it's a pretty good movie. And I usually don't, disrespect people who have their own opinions and their own reviews of movies, because that's their opinions and that. But sometimes these critics are just so stupid. Like when it came to X-Men Apocalypse, I thought the movie was good. I don't know where they saw that it was boring or it was stupid or whatnot. Now, Dark Phoenix doesn't look that good, but hopefully we don't get another X-Men The Last Stand situation with that one. But, yeah. F you to all those critics that are bashing the Venom movie. Go back and watch the movie again and pay attention this time, because it don't make no sense. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. I'm going to be doing a review of, and I think a hacker's hacked my Facebook page and my fan page because my frickin' Tales from the Hood Part 2 commentary somehow got removed from it, and if a hacker did do that, F you to that hacker that did that, because that was a very good commentary, and, you know. But, with that being said, catch me later with the review of Tales from the Hood. I will give my official score of it. If you see my commentary, you know what I thought of the movie. And I'm going to talk a little more and, you know, bring up some more points on why the sacrifice story did not make sense to me at the end. I'll talk about that in the video. It will be a spoiler video. The movie's on DVD and Blu-ray, so it's not like it's still in theaters and, you know, people should pay to go see it. But I'm going to give my spoiler review of that tonight. I'll talk about the whole movie. I'll do my normal, you know, DVD, Blu-ray format review where I just show the scene selection, talk about that scene that I put the box on, and then move on to the next scene. I'm not going to show any of the movie. But, I'll give a review to that movie tonight, and, give my official score of it. And, just because I'm back, because I love the first one. I love the first one a lot, but the second one, I don't know. You'll hear my thoughts on that tonight. Catch you guys later. Peace out.